Welcome back to Be Healing with Louise. The podcast for heart-led souls awakening to who they truly are. Today I want to talk about something profoundly personal and profoundly universal. The fear of taking up space in the world. Because if you've ever found yourself lowering your standards, setting your wishes small, avoiding asking for what you truly want, there's often a deeper reason. And for many of us, that reason is safety. When taking up space never felt safe. I grew up in a violent household, the kind of environment where taking up space came with consequences. I wasn't allowed to ask for things. I wasn't allowed to make a sound. I wasn't allowed to impact the adults around me without risking violence. So I learned to make myself small, to be quiet, silent, so silent sometimes that I daren't even breathe. To walk on eggshells, to shrink my presence, my needs, my hopes, my impact. And here's something important. When your nervous system is built in an environment like that, the wiring doesn't magically disappear just because the environment eventually does. No matter how old you get, no matter how many years of distance you put between you and your abusers, there's often still this internal alarm. Oh no, you asked for something, you moved something, you did something, now comes the danger. That sense of being bad, or like you've been naughty, or you're in trouble simply for existing. That's not personality. Now that's programming, that's conditioning, that's trauma living in the nervous system. The body remembers, but you're in charge now. So even now as an adult and a healer and a leader, when I ask for what I really want from the universe, when I dare to want more, my nervous system often interprets that as unsafe. It tries to stop me. Tells me to minimize myself, to stay invisible, not take up space, because staying invisible meant survival. Hiding feels very comfortable to me. But here's the truth. I'm not that child anymore. And I'm allowed to override that programming. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to do that, but I can do it. I can show up anyway. I can speak anyway. I can ask anyway. I can manifest anyway, and I can remind myself, you're safe now. You're allowed. You deserve more. You are the parent of yourself now. You get to choose what happens in your life. I've had to consciously build up my self-belief, almost like layering bricks. One reminder at a time, one choice at a time, one little step into visibility at a time. Every time I tell myself, I'm allowed to want this, I'm allowed to have this, I'm allowed to take up space, my new self-identity gets stronger. And every time I let myself dream bigger, every time I put something more expansive on my wish list, every time I receive something good without guilt or fear, I'm teaching my nervous system, there's no violence here, not anymore. Nothing bad happens when I take up space now. In fact, it feels good. It feels like being loved. It feels like I'm finally letting myself have the life I was always meant to have. And the beautiful thing is, it's coming from me this time. That love, I am the one loving myself now. The truth is we can't go back and recreate our childhoods or grow a brand new nervous system. I wish we could. But we can reparent the parts of us that were afraid, that were silenced or punished. We can create safety in adulthood where there was none in childhood. We can declare, this is my house now, and I get to decide what happens here. I remind myself of that daily. Because my inner child really did have to walk on eggshells once upon a time. But now I'm the safe adult. I'm the loving parent. I'm the one who says, you can have whatever you want. At some point in this healing journey, a little song came through me, and it became a ritual, and I sing it out loud or in my head every time I feel myself shrinking or settling for less. It goes like this. I can have whatever I want. I can have whatever I want. I can have whatever I want. It's totally up to me. Totally up to me. It's totally up to me. I can have whatever I want. It's totally up to me. And every time I sing it, something inside me expands. Something grows and something remembers. I'm allowed to take up space. I'm allowed to want more. I'm allowed to receive. I'm allowed to be here fully. And this is reparenting myself. This is the nervous system healing. This is manifestation from a place of worthiness instead of fear. Because this is your life and it belongs to you. We may not be able to change where we came from, but we can absolutely change where we're going. We can teach our nervous systems new rules. We can allow ourselves more than we were ever allowed before. We can choose to inhabit our lives, our dreams, our desires unapologetically. You deserve space. You deserve joy. You deserve abundance. You deserve the life you truly desire. And the best part? It's totally up to you. If you want support in untangling this conditioning within yourself or hearing from your higher self about why you shrink and how to expand yourself, you can book a session with me anytime at behealing.com. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking up space with me today and allowing me to take up space in this way. And thank you for choosing yourself. Thank you so much for listening to Be Healing with Louise. And if this message resonates with you, please share it with someone who needs a reminder that they too can take up space in the world. And I'll see you next week.